Hey guys, it's Kelsey and I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. So this is a short one. This is going to be pretty chill. I was just having fun with some old products that I'm trying to use up. This is some Amy Tangerine Oh Happy Life. I think this is the second paper pad I ever bought ever. And I think the first one was Pink Paisley's Memorandum. But I'm trying to use up some old stash. Creativation was this weekend. Let me know what you guys think. What products are you excited about? It's still Saturday as I'm recording this, so I've only seen a few bits and pieces. I have to admit there's not a whole lot of collections I have to have all of it super excited about like there was last year. I'm super excited about some Nouveau stuff, so there's still a lot for me to watch. I've only seen little bits and pieces of a couple collections, so I still have a lot to catch up on. So if there's something you guys are in love with, please share with me and so everyone else can see down in the comments, because I am looking for these new collections for this year. But I am just pulling out some papers I have, trying to use up some scraps. I mean, this is really old stash for me that I've ignored for at least a year. And I've mentioned the last time I did use this paper pad, I had a hard time because I have all of these multicolored papers left over. I seem to use these solid colored papers really quick, and now I have all these multicolored papers left over at the end to have to use together. So this is a lot of color, a lot going on, but it's okay because we're using it, and so it's not in the stash anymore. It's getting on pages. This is another page for Bennett's baby album. Hiv and Kevin just hanging out. This is while I was babysitting one day, and they're just adorable. I can't help but take pictures of the two of them when they're together because they are just two smushy face adorable things that I want to squeeze. So I am just taking a few scraps, matting the photo. I am trying to do some torn detail. I'm hoping the white core of all these papers can help distinguish these different multicolored patterns against each other. I don't know if that works. I know this page turns out very chaotic with all the multicolored pages, but I think it's really fun and there's a lot to look at, even though the page itself is not that complicated. So I am going to try and keep the embellishment and all the extra layery stuff to a minimum, just because there's a lot going on with all these different pattern papers. I really like this arrow border strip, so I'm going to get that on here. But pretty simple layering just with the scraps that I already had. I'm really enjoying this torn detail as well. So you see me just layer my ruler over the page and tear up the edges, just so that keeps a straight edge so it doesn't go wonky, because I cannot free tear for my life. It always looks really messy. But I love the torn edge detail, but that way it keeps it still straight. So you see that. It's all running together right now though, as you can see, with all those layered papers on top of each other. So I do decide to go in with some black plain scrap paper to give a little bit of definition. I love adding black to these super colorful layers because I think the black just pumps up the boldness and really makes the colors look more colorful, if that makes sense. So I dumped out my whole baggie of cut aparts from this collection. I have a ton. There's no way I'm going to use all these cut aparts by the time I'm done with this paper pad. But I was trying to find a few things I could use at least. I really like this arrow border strip, but again, everything was running together, so I was hoping by giving it this black edge, it would help it stand apart a little bit. So again, I'm just matting it and tearing the black so that you get that detail. It takes me a few times of wiggling and replacing the arrow to get it even, but I really like how that looks. And once I added that, I was like, yep, black needs to be on here. That really changes the whole dynamic of the page. So you see me going in with some other black scraps to add in here and there. So I do end up layering the It's a Beautiful Life cut apart. I really like that sentiment. I love that it brings in all the colors from all the other pages. So I think those two black details really help. So I'll go with a couple more black things before the page is done. But I like the layout so far, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing some of this stuff down. I'm trying to remember what I do next. I know I bring in some alphas, but I don't think I do that yet. I know I'm adding some more black details just because that helped so much with all of these pattern papers next to each other. So I'm just tearing a little strip here, and I'm going to layer that on the top and bottom of the multicolored stripe just to give it a little bit more definition from the other papers. And I just love the impact that that has. So you'll see what a difference it makes just having that little bit tucked in there. So I always enjoy doing that when I have a lot of really bright multicolor pages. I think the black makes all the difference. But I thought about having that cut apart piece down in the bottom right hand corner where it's kind of open But in the end, I think I want to keep that corner open just because everything else is so chaotic. So I pulled it up next to the photo so that it's all clustered in the same area. And now I'm just looking for some embellishment. Like I said, I don't want to do a whole lot, but I definitely need something. So the sticker sheet here, one of my doctors at work actually brought back for me from continuing education convention that she went to. So she's like, oh, stickers, we'll give it to the scrapbooker. So I really appreciate that. There's some really cute pink circular hearts on there, so I thought I'd use those. I also have these labels that have been in my stash forever, so I decided to pull out some of the red labels. So I'm just creating a visual triangle now. I'm putting 3 labels in 3 separate areas. I'm putting one of those hearts in 3 separate areas next to the label. And then I also had these adorable little Heidi Swapp bows that are in varying patterns and textures of black and white. I really like this black one with the white polka dots. That was super cute. But I decided, since I pulled it into the one area, I didn't have a whole lot of other embellishment I was bringing in, that I might as well put a bow in all 3 areas as well. So you can see me playing around with those. I pulled in a white with a black polka dot, and then I actually had 2 of the white with a black polka dot, so I thought about using both of them. But in the end, I think I end up switching it around so they're all 3 different. But I'm adding some black Nuvo drops, and that is it. So again, super easy page. I kind of had this empty area of videos between the last video and then all the upcoming hops at the end of the month. So I figured I'd throw this one in here. I wasn't thinking about doing a process video, but it turned out kind of fun. Used up some more old stash, so I'm going to go back to watching Creativation videos. Again, share with me what you're excited about. I can't wait to see. Thank you guys so much for watching.